Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. If you've been following me on Instagram, you'll know that I've been working on a new desk for the office. The desk is made out of reclaimed lumber from the old farmhouse that we tore down, and the legs are made out of I-beam and H-beam that I've had here in the shop for years. And at this stage of the game, everything's been fabricated. The top is got its first coat of finish on it, and I want to work on the legs. My idea for the finish on the legs is the topic for this video. I decided I wanted kind of a black oxide finish. I didn't want it to be a painted on surface coating. So before I left on a business trip, I took the legs down to a sandblaster and had them sandblasted. I could have done it here, but I was kind of crunched for time. And for the 60 bucks it cost to do the two legs and the I-beam stretcher, it was well worth it. So with the legs all prepped, I'm going to try doing the blackening of the steel. And I've never done it before. I've done cold bluing on firearms, but I've never used this blackening stuff. It's called Presto Black. And this is a little 4-ounce bottle. And you mix it with 9 parts water, and it says to immerse it in the solution for 2 to 6 minutes. So because these legs are so big and I only have a small bottle, we're going to use an acid brush or a chip brush to brush it on, and I'll just keep it damp. And we're going to build a little framework real quick, put some plastic in the bottom because I don't have a tub big enough to catch the drips, and there's probably going to be some reuse here instead of just a brush on and let it drop onto the ground. So let's take a look at the legs and get started, see how this works out. We're going to try a little bit on the bottom first. Alright, here's one of the legs. And this is how they came back from the sandblaster. It's all a very consistent, kind of a silver color. They're clean, they're not dusty. I got a little booger there I got to grind off before we get started. But from my reading, the more consistent the surface was, the more consistent the finish is going to be. So that was why sandblasting was something I wanted to try. I'm going to scrounge up some 2x4s, make a little frame here real quick, and this is where we're going to attempt to do the blackening. With our little makeshift tub built here, we're going to try a little spot right here on the bottom just to make sure it's going to be what I want. Worst case scenario is it's not, and I painted. All right, put on some gloves here a minute. Here's the little brush I'm going to be using. And I've already, in this ratio cup, and you won't be able to see it, but I've already got an amount in here. And I'm just going to, I'm going to sit it down here where it's level, which is probably out of frame. So I'll pour in the appropriate amount. And I'm starting with the full dilution, which is the way you're supposed to mix any chemical. And then you go the other way with, I don't know, whatever you call it, the pollutant. So you're always at its maximum dilution. You never want to go the other way with mixing chemicals. The other way would be pouring the water into this. Anyways, enough of that. So this is 8-to-1, or 9-to-1, excuse me. And these parts here are at room temperature. They've been in the shop for quite a while. Let's put this on here and see what it does. And I'll move the camera closer so we can experience this together. Let's just try a little bit of this to see what happens. I think this is going to be exactly what I want. It's got that dark iron look on it. And it's just a matter of, I think, keeping it wet. And the surface is kind of porous, both because it naturally is, and the sandblasting took all the rust out of the thin pores. So it'll be up to me to make sure I get it a consistent finish. But that's exactly what I'm hunting for. And the fact that I've splattered it all over here now, that's another story. But so this is going to work. I'm going to just finish using the material I've got in this cup, and we'll get after these. Well, I'm going to finish this one up, keeping it damp till it's a consistent color, and move on to the next one. Well, I got to tell you, that's not what I'm after. So, I'm going to call that, at least on my part, a fail. I'm not blaming the product, mind you. I didn't soak it, but it obviously didn't create a black oxide finish. It oxidized it, it rusted it, and if I rubbed oil on it, it would turn black looking, but I don't want it oily either. So I think at this stage I'll wipe this surface coat of rust off, what is here, because it does wipe off a little bit, and I guess I'm going to go with a flat black paint. The top here is fairly black. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of a bummer. But that won't dissuade me. In the end, I will try this product and others like it again in the future. But I guess the answer here is that way didn't work. So, well, not everything can be a success. I guess that's why they call it trying. Thanks for stopping by the shop, everybody.